Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again. Uh, in this series, I would like to be doing short intro videos on Photoshop just to serve the purpose of tutorial. So I'll be sharing a few tips and just a few things I know about Photoshop, and to just help anyone that is starting out in learning about the software Photoshop. And the current version I'm using now is Photoshop 2018. So depending on the version that you are able to get, the interface might look just a little bit different, but I don't expect it to be to have so much difference in it. So without any further ado, let's get to it. So when you open up your Photoshop, you're going to see something like that looks like this. There are basically sessions that are divided in accordance to what what we call it panels. You will see a lot of panels. Then I'll just take you through some of the names. So as you can see now, this topmost part, it looks like there's a division. So we have a bar here. This is referred to as the menu bar. Most of the software that you come across or you use, have similar features like this. Menu bar is the bar that contains all the menus that the software it comes with. Because if you look here, you can see the file menu, the edit menu, the image, layer, type, select, filter, the 3D, and so on and so forth. All these menus all have a drop down menu with them. For instance, if I click on the file menu, you will see that it has a drop down. Many other functions that are built inside the file menu, they are collected into the file menu. The edit menu, things that have to do with edit and all those also are inside it, and so on and so forth. That is the same way it is with all the other menu. Then following it, this bar is called, let's call it the toolbar. The toolbar, yeah, or the options toolbar. Yeah, so what this basically is that this bar is not static. It changes depending on the tool that is selected. Depending on the current tool that is selected, then the controls that you will see here will vary. They will be different. For instance, the default tool that is selected at the moment is my move tool. Yeah, this is my move tool, and the move tool, these are all the options that comes as along with the move tool that you can use to tweak whatever you are doing. So if I happen to select another tool, you will notice that it changed. Yeah, so that's why it's called the options toolbar. It brings out more options that are in accordance with the currently selected tool that you are working with. All of them, all the tools here have different options. Some have similar, so but as you go on, you will get to understand them better. So right here by your left hand side is the toolbar. The toolbar itself, it's detachable, and it can also be expanded. You can detach it, and you can also make it, condense it like this, or make it to be a long form like this. So this basically, from the name, you will get to understand that it is a bar that contains the tools that are available in Photoshop. I mean, basically, that's what it is. All right, moving on. Actually, because this is not the default interface that this you will usually see when you install Photoshop newly. So now let me just show you something quickly. There are different we call it workspace that Photoshop comes with, depending on what you are doing. The workspace is just a default selection of various a default selection of combination of various of various tools and options that are related to whatever you want to do. For instance, assuming I want to work on a 3D, I'm doing a 3D work. So if I select the 3D interface or the 3D workspace, it's going to rearrange my workspace and bring out tools that are related to 3D works. You get if I'm working on graphics and web, it's going to rearrange the workspace and bring out the tools that are more that are important, the tools that are needed for graphics and web, the same thing with motion, the same with painting, the same thing with photography. So, but I want to reset the workspace so that you will see how it is by default when you newly install it. So these are the options that you have. You can either choose essentials, which will give you the works, which will just bring out the options that are essential for your work, or you can choose 3D or whatever that is suitable for you. It doesn't really make any. The only difference, like I explained, is that the tools that you'll be seeing here, whenever you select any one of them, is the tools that are in line or that are related to what you selected or what you are working on. If you're working on motions, the tools that you'll be seeing are tools that are related to motion. If you're working on painting, the tools that you'll be seeing are the tools that are related to painting. It doesn't mean that all other tools are deleted. No, they are still in the application, but they are hidden, or they are at their default position. It doesn't that for you to use them, you have to go and look for them. But just like all these ones now, they are here. I don't have to go and look for them inside the tools and everything. They are just here, very freely accessible. I don't want to say a lot of things, but let me just let's take it gradually. So when I reset this, this also is an option for you to create a custom workspace. You can choose the ones you want by yourself. So let me just reset it anyways. So when I reset it, this is how it looks like exactly. So over here by your right side are what I will call panels. They are panels. There are different panels here. This is a panel that contains the color and the swatches. The color is just a panel that contains color. Swatches, the same thing with color, but just in swatches. All right. So you can choose to dock this panel, or you can choose to close it up. I think it was closed before I reset it. So over here again is another panel that contains the learn, libraries, and adjustment. This learn is basically what was built inside Photoshop to help you get started. It can teach you these topics that are listed here. It can teach you a few things about photography, the tools that are related to photography, and how to use them. Inside it, I think this is where you will learn about color adjustment and all those just basic knowledge, just to get you started with Photoshop. Is a good inbuilt tutorial as well, so you can check it out, as well as retouching, combining images, graphic design. So it's just basically going to teach you things. It will take you step by step and tell you what to do, when to do them. Libraries contain quick access tools. I don't think it's going to show now because there's no work that is open. Okay, I think it's loading. Okay, it's not going to show now. Then adjustments, these is a short way to access these various adjustments from over here. This is brightness and contrast. Yeah, this is levels, this is curves. Okay, I think this is exposure. Yeah, this is vibrance, and also saturation is also there. So these are various adjustment layers or adjustment tools that are quickly accessible. Like I said, these tools can also be accessed from other places. For example, now all these ones I just showed you now, I can access them from this image option, but it's not highlighted now because there's no work that is open. So but this arrow means that there are more menus inside this. So here you will find some of these adjustments also there. So that is that about that. So there's another panel that contains layer, channels, and paths. Okay, because I want to make this video short, I don't think I'll be saying a lot of things. I think subsequently I'll be making more videos to explain some of these things. So please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure that you do that right now, so that anytime I upload any video, any tutorial, you're not going to miss out. So but basically, this is another panel that contains layers, channels, and paths. And I so much like this feature of layers in Photoshop. When I was starting out in design, this was really what attracted me to this software, being able to work in layers, and it was so easy. And many softwares have adopted this same feature of working in layers. It makes your work more. It helps you to build more complexity and arrange your works very well. So it's a very good option in design, and it is when you understand how layers work, it's going to help you in so many ways in your design journey. All right, so that's about this left hand side. If you look very well, you also observe there are also some buttons here. These have their own various function, but maybe I'll be talking about them in subsequent videos so that we keep this as short as possible. All right, then there's another bar here. This bar here contains some panels as well, but it's actually collapsed here, but you can expand them. This button is for to expand. You can do the same thing over here. You can either choose to expand it or to close it up. It's all up to you. So now let's expand this. This is the history panel. The history panel is a panel that keeps record of your history in the sense that whatever you are doing is being recorded, and is being recorded in such a way that you can go back, you can see what you have done in the history panel, and you can actually go back or go forward depending on the particular depending on where you are. All right, you might not understand what I'm saying, and because there's nothing that is open, but I think subsequent videos when these things are demonstrated, you will just get them. It's not so ambiguous. All right, so there's another property here, another panel here labeled properties. This panel here displays the properties of the elements that is being worked on. If there's any element they are working on that has a property, it's gonna show you what are the properties and the options that are available for you to conduct some kind of adjustments. So now this bar is not limited to only these two panels. Many other panels can be added to this. It's all up to you. All right, it's all up to you. So you can add the text panel here. You can add the graph panel here too, as just to make it easier and accessible, because some of these things, if you don't keep them here, if you want to use them, you have to go to the menu bar and look for whatever you want. But for example, in your Windows menu, you will see that in your Windows menu here, you will see that there's a lot of things here that are not checked. Now if I check any one of them, it's gonna show in this property. Okay, let me just show you an example. Let me say let me on the paragraph. This is, you see, something has appeared here now. So this is a panel that contains now the paragraph and the character. So these two things can be used to edit and adjust when you're working your text, when you're working with the text too. This is really important, and really very helpful. So now for you, this will afford you not to be going always to the menu bar to effect any change. You can directly just come here because the panel is already here. So you can just come here immediately and just effect your change. So as you can see, there are many other things that are not checked. Just like I just checked this one now. There are many other things that are not checked, and that's because you don't need all of them to be checked as one. Just what you need. If I check these brushes, it's gonna add the brush adjustment panel too. So it's all up to you. There's flexibility here at work. So I'll be stopping here because I want this video to be as short as possible. So but then you can drop any questions you have for me in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer them. And tell me what you want to learn, because I think I'll be taking this gradually just to bring an introduction to Photoshop. Maybe in the next video we'll be having more details on the menu bar, what I'll be talking about, what these things, a few of them, what they are used for, what you can use them for. Then also I would like also talk about the tools, what you can use. This is called the move tool, and I will talk about the shortcuts to help you work faster. The move tool actually has this version of Photoshop, it can differ in more recent versions. All right, so it actually has two more tools inside it, the move tool and the artboard tool. I will be talking about these things, so do well to subscribe as we embark on this learning journey, and I'll be glad to share with you and also to get much feedbacks from you and your questions to answer them as well. Thank you very much. Please like this video if it was helpful, subscribe so that when next I upload, you'll be notified, as you also click the notification button. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day, and remember, stay creative. Bye.